tell somebody to do a task, and they're like, okay, I need to do this task. They're not going to do it as well as if you just turn them loose and let them use their instincts. The best example I can think of is Clarice Starling in Silence of the Lambs. Her boss sends her in to go talk to Hannibal the Cannibal, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a crazy good psychologist. He can get into your head. And her boss knows that if he sends her in there with a plan to try and get some info off of this guy, he's going to pick up on it and it's never going to work. But if he just sends her in blind and just has her fuck around in there, hey, use your instincts. That's essentially what I'm telling you. Follow whatever your gut tells you to do, because I actually really believe in you. And I think you're going to get the job done. Clarice does. Verna did. And it's because she used her instincts and didn't know what the deal was. I
mean, I agree, but both of those people got emotionally involved and divulged things when they were told probably explicitly not to also.
Right. Well, there's a little, but that, hey, instinctual.
Hey.
That's all. I just, in a weird, twisted, fucked up way, Anne was like, I believe in you, dude. Just go do you. Mm-hmm. And it'll work. And it did.
But it's also good because through this, Verna's figuring out how she needs to be the prelate. Like, I don't need to fucking tell you why. I'm going to tell you to do it. It's going to be hard for me to do that, but I need to just fucking tell you. And
just get it done.
It's okay because I have my reasons. Anne had her reasons.
Yeah, and, you know, and now her view of it is that Anne had to do this kind of fucked up thing, but now that she gets why it was done, it's okay, and she's not mad about it. So, in turn, I'm going to do the same thing to literally anybody else at the palace because I'm in charge.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting that vibe too.
And it'll be okay. And you know what else is going to be okay? Stealing this fucking journey book.
She's not stealing it. It's hers. I told you.
Oh, that's right. It's hers. So she's borrowing company property long term. But, okay, so she's going to take this fucking thing. And when she decides on that, she suddenly wonders who's got the other one. She has this wild thought that the other one might be in the hands of a sister of the dark, which would suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be bad, but if that was the plan, because Anne has obviously planned all this stuff out, Anne wants Verna to find who has this other book.
It's such a weird fucking idea. Like, Anne somehow figured out that one of the Sisters of the Dark had the book. So she stole the other book. And she's banking on the fact that one of the other Sisters of the Dark is going to use it or keep it in plain sight somewhere. So Verna would be able to find them and figure out who they are?
It's very complicated. I think she skipped a step. I know she has good intentions, but I think, like, the first thought in your head is, this is a journey book. It's like, this is a cell phone that only calls one number.
And it was left by Anne.
Yeah, so the first thing you're going to do is pick it up and dial the number and be like, who's got the other one?
Yeah.
Now, I know she doesn't know if it's a Sister of the Dark, Sister of the Light, but they may not know either. That's something you should consider.
Okay, and she feels like she can't just ask this other person, right? She feels like she can't dial the number, like you were saying.
You don't have to tell them who you are, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can dial, well, I mean, you know, caller ID and all that being what it is, but I don't think that applies here.
Well, that's
like, hello.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, why is she worried about them knowing who is she worried about them knowing who she is? Or them lying about who they are?
Any of it.
But, like, you can tell Anne's handwriting when she writes in the book.
That is something that I did actually think about. If you know specifically what Anne's handwriting looks like, what Anne's handwriting looks like, then you would know if it's her. The only counter to that argument would be somebody
dead.
Else. Well, that's a good point. That is a good point. She's dead. I don't know, maybe she writes from beyond the grave.
Yeah.
But like somebody else learning her handwriting. But again, she's dead, so never mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, but in general, as the prelate, you've probably seen quite a few other sisters' handwriting at the palace.
Yeah, well, she's got all them fucking reports. They're not typing them up like we can now. Those are all handwritten.
I'm the prelate. You know what I want? I want every single motherfucker in this building to write the same sentence down on a piece of paper. And that sentence is going to contain almost every letter that I can think of. It's going to be weird. I'm not going to tell you why. Just fucking do it. And then I'm going to ask the book to write me a sentence. And then I'm going to match the letters.
That would take a long-ass time.
Doesn't matter.
Probably true.
I'd pay somebody else to do it, even. I'm the fucking prelate. We can figure this shit out.
Look, we're doing this,
There
man.
are
I know it's
solutions. Yeah.
I'm the boss and I got people. Let's go. Okay, so Verna heads back to her outer office and finds Phoebe sitting there. Well, sitting there for a second, because the second she opens the door, Phoebe hops up like she just got stung by a bee or some shit.
Well, she got caught.
You got caught sitting down. You know, the first file's not going to get caught sitting down.
Well, I'm saying
This is a fail.
she didn't get caught because she was sitting down. She got caught because she was she was supposed to be gone to bed.
You know, yes, you're right. She was told to go to bed. I guess, to me, it just looked like Verna comes in and she's sitting down being lazy. She's like, oh shit, no, I was working. But you're absolutely right. 2 chapters ago, she was told to go to sleep.
Yeah. But instead, she came back from going to bed and is working on shit and was like, oh, I didn't know you were in there. So she was obviously, watching Verna, not watching Verna, but she went in the office and,
She was sneaking in there and doing shit while Verna was gone.
or at the very least, peeking.
Ooh.
She was like,
Yeah,
oh, you
well,
weren't in
yeah,
your
that's
office.
true.
I thought you were in bed, so I was going to sit here. Maybe it's not nefarious, but it was still bitch.
I am just now aware that you're coming in here after I leave at the end of the day.
Right.
This is my office, and I expect things to stay where I put them.
This is how you're getting ahead of me in reports. Go the fuck to sleep, Phoebe.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Go to sleep. You know what? If you can't sleep, I ban you from this office, and you need to walk around
Leave
the palace
papers
until you feel like you can sleep. Because
Stop
there's
taking
no
Adderall.
way that I'm going to let you give me more work. No, thank you. That makes me sound lazy, but meh.
No, man, no.
So Verna decides, since you're apparently awake and in here anyways, I'm going to give you something to do. She asks if she would like to help clear the vaults of people for her. And Phoebe cannot be more excited.
She's like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. Let's go, man.
I've literally been pacing in here, waiting for you to tell me to do something. Bye! And Verna asks her to tell Warren to stay behind before Phoebe runs ahead to get it done. And by the term Verna... Wow, this beer, let me tell you. Okay, so Verna asks her to tell Warren to stay behind before Phoebe runs ahead to get it done. By the time Verna makes it down there, Phoebe is leading all of the people out. She's effective.
Yeah, she got it done, man.
Like that,
yeah.
Gonna keep you around. Still might be a bad guy, but you're definitely useful, so you're gonna get a
Gold
promotion.
star.
Yeah, even better, gold star. She stops to talk for a few minutes to some novices, right, who are in complete awe of her. They're fangirler. Fuck. Okay. They are fangirling. Hard. Wow, that was a really difficult word to say. PSA, this beer is super strong, and I'm starting to struggle. Anyways, she gives them hugs and kisses and tells them to come to her if they have any need, and then she lets them kiss the ring. She lets them kiss the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Very kingly.
It's a whole moment.
There is actually a moment here, because she's like, you guys are closer to the creator than literally anybody else, because they're new, and they're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and all excited about it.
Don't let any of these asshole sisters tell you anything that makes you feel bad.
Right.
You're
Fuck
just as close.
all of them.
Yeah.
You know what, man? You know what? Fuck all these people, man. You do you. You know what I mean? Man. So after they file off, she heads into the vaults, closing the main door. Again, for the second time in this chapter, she is sealed in.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a thing that happens all the time. The main door stays open most of the time.
Yeah. So this is a super private talk she wants to have. With Warren.
What's she gonna do with Warren back there, man?
Well, that is their business. They're inside a vault, and not to be seen by anybody else. Except us, apparently, who can just read this book and find out.
I mean, I would take advantage of it.
She goes back to the small room where Warren is, and he's reading through his prophecies, like he always is. The oldest of prophecies, specifically, it mentions.
Yeah, he hangs out in that room with all the old shit that's falling apart.
All the way in the dark corner. Verna pulls out a Dakra and tells him that she wants him to have it, to protect himself. And I love this because he's like, no, I don't know how to use it. I don't have anywhere to put it. And she's like, you fucking idiot. You have magic, and you put it where you want. It doesn't matter. You just stick him with the pointy end, and it'll be fine. Actually, he has to, wrap himself in his Han to activate it. But this is something he can do, so it's something he already knows how to do.
Well, yeah, and it's, super easy. It's not even, a stabby thing, really. You just have to poke somebody nearly anywhere on their body using your Han, and, yeah, they're dead.
Just give him a little pokey poke.
Yeah. Little doop doop.
I mean, okay, so you gotta get close, but it's way more dangerous than a knife. Maybe not a gun, because a gun, you can get some distance with that.
I don't know, it's weird, because it's more dangerous than a knife, but I also feel like a knife, you're slicey. You got a whole edge to slice with. The Dakra, you have just a tip. You got tip. It seems easy, but I also feel like, I don't know, a whole blade is more wit.
Is it that you have to break the skin, or can you just touch somebody with it?
I would assume you have to break the skin.
You have to get it.
Yeah, I think it's that you have to break the skin, but it's obviously it wouldn't be a life-threatening wound if you weren't using your Han. It would just be a poke.
But you have to give them an injury, though.
I think so. It's just not normally a life-threatening injury. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which makes it dangerous, because with a knife, you have to, create an injury that's going to be bad enough to actually kill somebody.
Yeah.
A Dakra, you don't need that.
You get a poke in your hand that would normally heal in, a week or two.
It's also not a ranged weapon, so, compared to a bow and arrow, it might not be as good.
Unless you practice enough and you can whip that bitch.
Now, see...
But wait, maybe you can't if you can't have your Han. Maybe you have to be touching it with your Han?
Maybe you just have to be powerful enough to be able to, shoot some shit. Yeah,
okay.
That makes sense. I don't know. So Warren reluctantly takes it. He's like, all right, fine. If it's going to make you feel better, I don't like it. Also, maybe it's just because she forced this weapon on him that he doesn't want to have in his hand. He seems to be in a bad mood, or sad mood.
Yeah, he's just
bothered.
He's a bubble off.
A bubble off. Now, okay, explain how this is, because that was originally in the notes, and I have never once heard anybody say he was a bubble off.
I've heard it. You're not normal. You're a bubble off, a bubble off from normal.
Things are measured in bubbles?
Like a normal stream of bubbles, and you're a bubble off. I don't know. It makes total sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to anybody else listening, let me know. Maybe I am a crazy person, but I'm pretty sure that I am not the only person that says this.
Look, hey, if you say you've heard it, I believe you. Okay?
And I like it.
I am in no way saying that this thing doesn't exist. I was ignorant of it until just a few moments ago. And it was interesting.
I'm here to illuminate you. That's my whole thing. That's why.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're making me better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my calling, I think.
So then Verna shows him her journey book and tells him where she found it. Look, this thing was in Anne's super secret hideout with a bunch of other stuff in there. Apparently just I can get in there. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Any other book would have just been thrown, like we said, back into a box with its twin, and it would have been doled out to somebody else.
And the
but
twin
this
is
one
missing.
Was not.
Yeah.
Warren says, hey, maybe Anne just wants to send you instructions. And Verna makes this joke about how Anne's running her life from the great beyond. It's like, even in fucking death, she's going to tell me what to do.
Yeah. That's so funny. Mm-hmm.
Then she tells Warren about her weird little idea about a Sister of the Dark having the other one, right? And Warren agrees with Jade and I believe, that it's kind of a dumb thought.
Here's the thing. What the fuck is the chance that one of the Sisters of the Dark is the one that has Verna's twin? And like, okay, even if one of them had it while she was on her trip, they would have given it back by